Hey guys, Broken Nib RC, working on my scx6. A couple people had some questions. I lowered mine about a half inch in there, and I did it like a real simple, old school trick. I just put some fuel tubing, which is this. I use the clear because it's a little more flexible. But anyway, it's 5/16 fuel tubing, very cheap. You could probably, most hardware stores, you could probably buy it by the foot. Obviously, you don't need 15 feet, whatever. But anyway, I lopped off about half an inch, 5/16 diameter, slides on there really nice. And this is basically it. It's goes on focus. Thank you. Goes on the shock shaft. There's the piston. Basically, and you're just limiting the travel of the shock. It's like shortening your shock by a quarter inch, more or less. I did that because a few months ago when this first came out, a lot of guys were working on the stock axles and moving the shock mounts around the stock axles and basically cutting off the old ones and moving it to the upper link mounts, and then using like a 40 millimeter M4 screw to run through the link and the shock, in reducing the travel a little bit, so you get a little more droop. You lower the center of gravity on it, and it makes a big difference in performance. Believe me. This is, I think, a lot easier and pretty reversible. I'm not going to cut up a $250 axle, obviously, and it's cheap. Just costs you some labor and a whole lot of shock fluid when you fill it back up. I'm going to put 60 in this thing just to test run it and see how it works. I think I had 30 or 35 at stock, but man, these things take up a lot of fluid. And yeah, that's about it. So basically, you have to disassemble the shock. Not a big deal. It's been done 100 times. You're going to want to, if you don't already know this, have a pair of shock pliers so you don't mar the shock shaft. And these are very cheap. You can get them, I don't know, Amazon, they're 10 to 15 bucks. As long as they're made out of aluminum, you're good to go. It's not going to scratch the shaft, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Take off your rod end, take this guy out, and then you just cut them all beforehand, put in your quarter inch, and then when you reassemble it, you have a quarter inch less travel. If you don't like it for any reason, it's very easy to reverse. You're out, I don't know, maybe a couple bucks, and that's it. Anyway, that's it. I just wanted to share a quick tip, and see you guys on the trails.